I'm 71 years old, and I have never seen anything like this before. First campaign I've ever worked in. Up to now, never felt like there was anybody I really felt that strongly about, and just felt I had to be involved this year.
One day a man called me and told me Obama was not a United States citizen, and I very nicely told him he had been born in Hawaii, and he was. And then he told me that he was a Muslim nationalist, and I told him he was a Christian, and then he was rather rude and said, "Yes, and you believe the Easter Bunny's going to come on Easter Sunday," and hung up on me.
People say, well, the rest of the world, they don't care about the rest of the world. In fact, when I was making calls earlier, one of the most irate women that I talked to was was right after he had been in Germany, and that was the whole reason why she wasn't voting for him. Now, she probably might have had another reason, and that was the reason she was giving. And I said, well, ma'am, if it helps you any, you know, Senator McCain took the same tour. He just wasn't quite as well received overseas, but they were in almost exactly the same spot. So if it's a deal breaker, well, it is a deal breaker, she said.
I just think it'll be scary if he doesn't win.
For some reason, I just feel like this is something that is far above any election I've ever seen or experienced. I'm very concerned about where we are headed as a nation. You know, I always loved, when I was growing up, I loved being number one. The United States was number one in everything. Everything from A to Z, from basketball to war to football to, you know, we had the number one Navy, whatever. We were number one, but we've lost that. We've lost the respect of the world, and I'm very concerned about that.
This election is different because it really is what's going to happen. It's the future of the United States, and with McCain, it's the same old Bush. We'll be in a war for 100 years. We're not going to get out of it, and we can't take the possibility of Palin being president.
It means a lot to see an African American ascend to this stage in the United States. To think that he could be a president or the president of the United States, it's amazing.
I talked to a lot of people, and I saw a lot of African Americans who had so high hopes in Obama, and I really hope that he will win tonight, because they're going to be very, very disappointed. And I speak to a lot of white conservative people who are, they say they are going to have a very hard time if Obama wins, and they keep talking about the socialism and all that stuff. I mean, my country was communism, so I know what socialism is. This is not.
It really is historic if you think about it. People actually being able to pick, not having a tyrant, not having a dictator, not having a parliament. We actually have somebody that we pick to lead our country and to put us forth.
I'm a little nervous right now, but our resolve, you know, the Republican Party resolve, you know, we're going to fight till the end.
You know, I think McCain had a tough row to hoe to begin with. So when you start out in such a hole as he did and as Republicans, our party did, I think he did a phenomenal job, but we still don't know what's going to happen. But he really made it respectable. And by doing that, you know, regardless of what happens, his political party doesn't get wiped out, which is really critical as a Republican.
Right now, in these times, we need a real leader. And a real leader right now is John McCain.
America's looking to have one of the highest turnouts, one of the most legitimate elections in the Western world, and that's amazing, and that's all we want, really. Like, it'll be good.
I was shocked, actually, that there were so many people waiting to, so many British people, like, waiting to get in. I mean, it's awesome that everyone's so interested.
Obviously, we're hearing it from an outsider's perspective, and we expect Obama to win because it seems the most rational, the best choice to make, and that but the most people are behind him. The worst thing we can think of is something like 2000, where the election was a scam. Bush stole the election. It was completely illegitimate, and that's what I would think would be the case if Obama were to lose. I don't think it would be a legitimate loss, and that's why I would be depressed and angry.
It's a lot of British people. It's a momentous election in the history of the world, I guess. I mean, the fact that all these people here want to watch the outcome. It doesn't matter if you're American, it doesn't matter if you're British, it doesn't matter what your nationality is. The fact is, this many people are interested, they should be allowed to watch the outcome, whether the bar closes or not.
He's not the best man I would have picked. So obviously, you know, I'm a Brit and a socialist, so my opinion's not really valid.
I think it's great personally, but I mean, it's because at the end of the day, the United States always affects the rest of the world. I mean, economy and everything. So it's great to see everyone get excited about it. And I know that the rest of the world wants Obama.
Obama is 56% in Ohio, 51% in Florida, and 51% North Carolina. Yeah, they're all three of them are swing states, and I'm expecting them all to go to Obama.
The election, the U.S. election, if it were held in Canada, Obama would win by a landslide. Right? It would be 70 to 30%. They had a poll a few weeks ago, and that's the figure that came out. Over 70% of people thought that Obama would be the wise choice.
I mean, it doesn't affect me personally, but it will affect the world. I think if McCain wins, the world is going to be outraged.
What's going on, man?
Obama just took Florida, so everyone's happy, you know?
Florida?
Yeah.
That's a big state, right?
No, of course, a huge state, very significant, so we're doing well so far. I think in there it's about 83-34 Obama, 81-34 Obama.
It may not be a good night for the Republicans now, but I wouldn't be surprised if out of smoldering ashes rises another revolution of sorts, because Republicans get down like this, they tend to go back to their basics and their grassroots, and I think they become really strong, so you may see a 94 or a Reagan-type revolution coming.
So goes Ohio, so goes the nation!
I think a lot of people are making a statement that they no longer support the negative attitudes against people of other colors, races, religions, and so forth.
Anyone can be president, that we're going to break that barrier and to elect Barack Obama, a wonderful, brilliant, educated African-American man who has brought people together across the community, is just the most exciting thing I can imagine.
And like I've heard from many other African Americans, I never thought I'd see this day.
And I'm so delighted how we've all come together. And I'm just very emotional.
The United States is going to become less isolated if Barack Obama wins tonight. A lot of people who tend to shy away from America right now are going to welcome Americans with open arms because really they would see it as a big break from the George Bush era.
I would say that I'm disappointed what it means to America, and I think it means higher taxes, and that means we have someone that's not very experienced at the head of the country. But from the worldview, perhaps Senator Obama, if he winds up being successful tonight, will repair some of our relationships around the world. And if he does that, then that'll be a good thing.
What I think it's great the way things are going. And it's going to prove that all this negative campaigning that McCain did, it didn't work. And there was no swift voting this time.
There is a lot to gain in Lake County. It is traditionally Republican, and it is a bellwether county this election. So if Lake County goes, so goes Ohio. I'm not quite sure about that, but at the same time, I would really like to see Lake County go.